This is Daniel Simon at Baton Rouge Community College. And this week, of course, I do have a preview video for the History 1123 online course or modules, Canvas modules. I'll kind of go through weeks 1 through 4 about what's coming up for the spring semester 2025. Of course, I've already have some other videos probably out there you've probably seen. I know there was a new video, preview video I put out, of course, for the semester that I've got. But before I get started, I did want to talk about the course, of course, History 1123. If you did have a question about the course, of course, right here in Canvas modules, you can, of course, send me messages through Canvas discussions. You can also, of course, email me below right here as well. But as of now, you probably should have already seen there was a Canvas announcement put out about the History 1123 course. So do check that out. And of course, look over your syllabus for the beginning of the semester. Like I said, did have a preview. It's kind of a newer preview video I did, of course, have right here, History 1123. Take kind of a tour of, my Canvas course in Canvas. Of course, syllabus is also posted right here as well. So you should already, like I said, started working towards week 1 of the semester. I've got these History 1123 pre-test you need to complete right here. There's the announcement and the assignment right here. And then also the student contract policy page as well. I think it's going to be 10 bonus points, not 5 bonus points there. But yeah, make sure to get those done because those do count towards week 1 attendance, of course, toward the semester. So those assignments need to be done pretty much at the beginning of the semester overall. Also, if you go down further, you can see here, I'm going to get that right there. But other information, of course, about the course. Of course, I do use that my YouTube channel. Do check that out because I do have a lot of links for that. You'll, of course, be using for the semester. There should be a main announcement about that. That's in Canvas. Then I got a bunch of other links down here below for you to check out throughout the semester because a lot of announcements, emails, things like that are sometimes posted through my YouTube channel overall. And the one y'all should be seeing right now, of course, I'll have a preview, of course, video for Canvas modules weeks 1 through 4. All the different announcements, assignments I've got coming up at the beginning of the semester. So do make sure you take a look at that right there. So I'll kind of put that there. I guess I'll post the actual MP4 if you want right there, along with a link to my YouTube channel as well. So let's go ahead and go through weeks 1 through 4 about what's upcoming in the semester. Of course, in week 1, I'll be posting a lecture series on world exploration, the age of discovery. It's going to be the first thing I'll assess at the beginning of the semester. So starting with week 1 on Monday, January 13th, I've got posted right there. I'll have an announcement, of course, about this lecture series, which kind of goes into the background of, early modern exploration. We're first talking about the Portuguese. They were the first to begin modern exploration. I do talk about Christopher Columbus, of course, one of the most influential on exploration, especially the New World. And then there should be a part 2 lecture where I kind of go into like Ferdinand Magellan, how his voyage kind of affected exploration. And I kind of do go up through the 18th century, talking about modern exploration, especially in the New World overall. So I think there's some combined versions too of these lectures if you want to check those out as well. But there's a main PowerPoint lecture that I've got that kind of follows that I have. These are all pre-recorded, of course, lectures that I've done before. There's also a discussion section. Like if you got a question about the lectures or you got a comment and you want to add about the lectures, you can do that. I guess if you want to post something in through YouTube, you can too as well. But you do get bonus for doing that through Canvas through discussions. So that's going to be the original Canvas announcement I have with the Canvas quiz number 1. on, expiration that I've got there. And I've kind of talked about this before, but like due dates, I've got set due dates. Like this one's due Monday, January 27th, and then it will remain open afterwards. I think the way I'm doing, I told you my assessment starting this spring is I'll be taking off points like every, after you don't complete it after that date. I think it's like 1% a day, but if you haven't completed in like 20 days, that's going to be minus 20%. I think it goes up to like 50% the most could take off. But that's kind of how I'm going to be doing my assignments. So I won't be extending them. I'll just have it, pretty much open toward the end of the semester. So if you take it by May, for some reason, if you have never took it or whatever, it'll probably end up being like 50% off. Then in week 2, I'll move on to the conquest of America, where the conquistadors start coming in and conquering parts of the New World. Term conquest of America was a term, of course, coined by the Spanish themselves. And so for that's going to be our week 2 assessment that I've got. So I do have a lecture series on that where I kind of go into the background of the conquistadors when they tore into, the America, especially Latin America, Mexico, and South America, etc. I do kind of cover up to Hernan Cortez, probably the most famous of the conquistadors. I do go into Francisco Pizarro, who was also another ruthless conquistador. I do kind of go up to like the Spanish colonization of Americas when the Spanish start coming in, creating like their viceroyalties, their different colonies throughout the New World that are there later. So there is a combined version too. You can see there, but that's the PowerPoint that I use for that lecture as well. And like I said, that'll be assessed in another Canvas quiz, number 2. And I do have discussion sections on that for those lectures as well. Some of these you won't be able to see later, like some of these announcements, etc. But I'll post it as we go throughout the semester. So yeah, there's the original announcement about the Canvas quiz you'll see later. So due date by Tuesday, February 4th, and then anything after that will be, like I said, points taken off. Then moving into week 3, I'll be getting into discussing the Reformation, like the Protestant Reformation, which grips Europe. And so that'll be kind of a 2-part lecture series that I've got, which will be assessed on another Canvas quiz, number 3, that I've got. Part 1 goes into like the background of the Reformation. I mostly kind of go into some of the early famous Protestant reformers like Martin Luther, of course, the most famous, John Calvin, Ulrich Zwingli. So kind of go into that as well. Part 2 will go into like the later Reformation. And it goes all the way up to like the 30 Years' Wars, about roughly when the Reformation ends. So yeah, there's a kind of a combined version that I've got there if you want to look at that one. That one's an audio podcast. You'll see some where they're like a audio version of the lecture. Which I don't have all those combined that I've got, finished or whatever, but I'm kind of still working on some of these podcasts that I've got. But those are the lectures, of course, that go with the Reformation as well. So like I said, that'll be, assessed with Canvas quiz number 3. And there, later there's going to be a, a discussion section I'll have up later, of course. You got some kind of question or comment about it, of course. So that'll be the original Canvas announcement right there in the quiz, which you can see we do more into February right there with that. And then like at the end of that section for the modules up to week 4, I'll kind of go ahead and post one more thing. I'll have week 4 on Monday, February 3rd, which will be lectures on the age of absolutism, where you get these states like, in France, Habsburg Empire, in Spain and Austria, where you get these autocratic type, states and empires that form in the early modern period. So I know one lecture, part 1 will be on Bourbon France. I'll kind of go into like the Bourbon dynasty. I kind of cover up like around Louis XIV. He was probably considered one of the greatest the Bourbon rulers that they had. There's like an audio podcast of that too that I've kind of created. And then the Habsburgs, I kind of go into the Spanish Habsburgs, talking up to like the time of Emperor Charles V, King Charles of Spain. And then I do kind of go up through like the Austrian Habsburgs. I kind of go into some of the background of them as well, which developed around Austria and Hungary. So there's a podcast version of that one too. And but those are the PowerPoint lectures for that. These lectures will be later assessed on a exam. Like I think it's like the first exam, which won't be probably come out until like closer to week 5 that I've got there. Like that date's kind of off right there. I see. I have to fix that later. But the discussion section will probably be open before that that you'll have. So I'll kind of talk about that later. But I will have some later lectures on the rise of like the Prussian kingdom, like up to like Frederick the Great's reign, and then Russia too, like the Russian Empire, up to like Peter the Great, Catherine the Great, which that'll be assessed, like I said, on like the first exam later in the semester. Let me go further down. That's kind of it for that module section, that preview, but just a few reminders about some other things out there that are, assignments wise. Don't forget you have the vocabulary assignments, key terms assignments you need, just go ahead and start working on right now at the beginning of the semester. So the first key terms, that's one you definitely go ahead and start working on. And the first 3, like I said, will have to be turned in. Those are mandatory assignments. You can turn them in for extra credit. Like you get 10% bonus if you turn them in early. But like I said, they're not due till like final exam week, but you might want to get those out the way. There's a final one too that's like for extra credit. That's right here overall. But like if you don't cite your sources, I do take off points. So you don't get the extra credit, of course, for that. Then you go down below, of course, the book report later due in April this semester. That's something I do. It's like I said, it's a mandatory assignment. There's a book list, of course, that I've got posted in Canvas. Do send me, what book you want to read for the semester. Like I said, I require at least one historical work to be read, for my course. So, make sure you do send that to me before you start beginning on that project right there. Then if you keep going down here, there's study guides also as well, which are for extra credit. I think there's 3 of them, like for the exams and the quizzes. Like I said, as you're watching these lectures, answer, the study guide questions. That'll help you later on the assessments. And then you can, of course, like I said, turn them in for extra credit as well. They're worth 40 bonus points each. So you could earn up to 120 bonus points right there, of course. So first exam, second exam, final exam. That's what I call them, basically. But like I said, it's not mandatory to turn them in, but, you earn extra credit throughout the semester for that assignment. So it's not due till final exam week, but it's something you might want to check out. And then at the end on the bottom here in Canvas modules, I do, like I said, have that veterans project for this course, History 1123. If you're interested in the veterans project, do let me know about that. I do have examples of it right here in the oral history guidelines for it. It's a volunteer project. You don't have to do it. Not too many students really do this project, but it's an opportunity to earn extra credit for this course overall. If you're a veteran yourself, like I said, you can be interviewed yourself, either in an audio interview or a video interview. But don't forget, you do have to turn in a release form, and the interview does have to be a minimum of 10 minutes. I've also got an academic calendar listed in here in Canvas modules, so do check that out throughout the semester. And I do have on the bottom like office hours, contact information. Some of that might change, like the office hours, etc. Those are pretty much set in stone on the bottom, like email and phone numbers and things like that. But I do have those already posted pretty much in Canvas, right now. So that's kind of a preview of what's coming up, with the beginning of the semester, spring semester, of course, at BRCC. If you have a question about the course, do let me know either in Canvas discussions or, of course, you can email me like the email above. And like I said, right now, you need to go ahead and start, looking over the syllabus, turn in the pre-test. That student contract policy page needs to, be turned in. Also, if you know what book title you want to do for your book report, do email me that as well. If you're interested in the Veterans Project, do let me know about that. But assignments like that vocabulary, you could go ahead and start working on that right now to get that out the way, because it's going to be a long semester, etc. But like I said, if you got a question about the course, do let me know throughout the semester. So this is just like a preview, the first few weeks coming up. Do you already have a main preview video I've kind of put out about the course and all that? You can see above in modules, but I'll post this like in my YouTube channel and also in Canvas modules as well. So that's it for today. I'll of course be seeing you off and on throughout the semester, but if you got like I said, a question about the course, do let me know. So everybody, of course, take care, and I'll see you later off and on.